And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just terrible.
On Anderson today, we've got lots to discuss because NFL training camps, they're in full swing. We get to break down some actual football, but of course, it's still talking season. So most of this pretty speculative. We're going to also talk about the Christian Wilkins news that he was just released from the Raiders. That was pretty unexpected. Sean, before we get into that, though, I've been pretty preoccupied with what I've been noticing a lot of young men talking about on X, the everything app these days. They've been talking about this other app called T-E-A. Not T-E-E, no T times. This is called T. It's a dating app that allows for women to leave reviews on guys that they went on dates with. And I feel like in premise, it sounds kind of fine. But am I wrong for feeling off about this? That seems awfully effed up.
Well, no, because Always Sunny in Philadelphia already did this with the Raider app, 1 to 5 star, causing Glenn Howerton, Dennis, to have a meltdown, wondering if he was a 5-star man or not. This is the T app. I think we've seen many variations of this before with Twitter pages and I don't know, forums.
It was a lot more archaic and it was less organized. So I think that there was less fear. But the fact that this is now the #1 downloaded app and it went viral for people talking about it, I think that it's kind of surpassed that.
Yeah, go crazy with it. Honestly, you can there's a couple ways to operate. You can operate in total fear. You could never talk to a woman again.
I think that that's the only option, to operate in complete utter fear. Be freaked out and paranoid 24/7.
But what the dummies that made this app don't understand.
It was a man who made it, by the way.
He's still a dummy. What he doesn't understand is that the real red flag participants, the real people, the real F-boys and I don't know, womanizer player, those guys would be thrilled to have a resume on this app. A long laundry list of conquests detailing how poorly they treated women, knowing occasionally some women prefer to be treated poorly and they can't escape that. It's just highlighting these dudes.
So you think that,
I'm telling you, there's a lot
turned into a huddle page for men that are psychopaths and are narcissists. They're like, you're damn right, I've been clocking all these.
Exactly right, Joe.
You might actually be onto something. Okay, so the whole premise of this, by the way, the guy, his name was Sean, by the way. I think it was Sean Kelly was the guy's name. He created it because his mom got catfished. That was why he made this app, apparently. The whole point, though, is to prevent actual real world issues from happening.
Stupid reason to make it.
A guy who's a sex offender, a guy who's because your mom
got catfished. Tell her to get with the times. It happens. What's wrong with this lady?
That's for guys. That's most of the women that you're going to interact with on a dating app are catfishes.
Right. Your mom got catfished, and now you're setting up a tattletale list.
The real reasons that it's supposed to be a good thing is to prevent guys that have a domestic violence history or sex offenders or went to jail for super violent crimes. Those guys, which should just be a function on Hinge. They should do a quick little background check on you and then kick you off the app if you have a list of those things. You shouldn't be allowed to date if you're that much of a piece of shit. But instead, and this is a really funny line I found in an article, most of the reviews are negative in terms of what's on the app. If some girl is seeing a guy, he's been seeing him for a month, and he's dishing good D, and everything's going great, and they're really enjoying one another. You think she's gonna hop on the app, go around and advertise? He's really giving it to me. He's really sweet. He's real kind. He walks me back to my apartment every single time we go to dinner. Do you think that that's gonna happen? No, because they don't want anyone to know that this guy is great and he's on the market. If anything, it would likely encourage some form of sniping that would happen. Any instance where someone feels disenfranchised, they're going to jump on this thing and complain.
It is, it's all going to fall apart because these things just do. So I'm not like that worried, and I'm not that concerned about this being prevalent in a year's time. But this, if I'm taking the story of how the app came to be at face value, that this dork and his lonely dumb mom had to build an app. Had to build an app because they wanted to.
Well, his name was Sean, so I don't know what you're getting all upset about.
Dork people. Yeah, Sean, unsexy name, probably didn't get laid a lot. Wanted to lash out, but if that's what you're doing, then this guy obviously doesn't know a thing about women, coming from a person that knows very little about women. He knows even less than me. Women are territorial savages. Women will take each other out by the
Calling
knees
women savages
at any chance they get.
To a great.
It's savagery, Joe. The way they talk about each other, best
well,
friends.
I shared the story.
Knifing back.
I shared the story of when I was at a coffee shop on Sunday, and I could very loudly hear a group of 3 girls like sharing basically with the entire coffee shop the sexual encounter that one of them had with a guy that they went on a date with. So yeah, you're right. They were very descriptive.
I know best friends of 15 plus years, where one of them cheated on the other's boyfriend, and the victim still doesn't know. Years later, still best friends. Still, they're cruel. They're cruel. They could be just as cruel as men, and thinking that this platform is going to be the sanctuary where it's going to be, oh well, this guy is genuinely a problem, and if everyone does their part and only reports the problems and not. Yeah, he didn't buy, he asked me to split the bill, the big red flag for that guy.
That's what most of it's going to be.
It's going to mesh together. And also, jerk off splitting the bill,
you're not a bill splitter on the first date?
Pay the bill. Pay the bill.
Okay.
Pay all the bills. It's not that hard.
I have an important question, though, for you with this. What would your T-app description say?
Mine?
Do you think? Yeah, what do you think yours would say?
Oh. You know what? I've actually
just horny.
I've had a lot of.
Is that what yours would be?
Oh.
Tall, horny. It's just 2 bullet points.
I mean, fat is in there. Fatter than fat. Wears it well, but you will be disappointed when the shirt comes off.
I could just see, or not just see, but it ends up being, you're loading up your profile. You're thinking, oh, they're gonna be saying that I'm a real womanizer, and you open it up, the only bullet point, fat as shit,
yeah,
smelly. It's like, oh, whoa, this is just supposed to be protecting yourself. Why are you just taking shots at me?
Left the room twice to go use a downstairs bathroom. That would be a red flag for me. Signature move, also. If what's happening tonight,
your old crib.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would wake up.
Because you had a bathroom in your bedroom.
But the only Sundays and Saturdays that I would wake up early were the days that a girl slept over, and I had to take care of the morning business.
Sure.
And I'm not doing that with another human present, in close enough range. So I would go downstairs to my roommates' bathrooms and just sink them. I'm telling you, full night of partying, drinking, hooking up, and then the next day. That bathroom, 8 a.m., destroyed. And then I just trot right back up the stairs. Hey, how you doing? You need a ride back? What do you want to do today? So that would probably be a big red flag, because that happens every time.
You think you're gonna go down to the lobby to take a dump? You wouldn't use your bathroom that's right there?
I've been thinking about it. If I could use the bathroom in my bathroom, or I could let that be the surrogate bathroom for her, and I go downstairs, or I just here's the key fob. There's a bathroom down around the elevator. There's a bathroom by the gym. There's a bathroom on the roof.
Wait, did you just imply that you would send a date to take a bathroom trip outside of the apartment?
I feel like, at this, if you're not dating the person, if you're not in deep in a relationship, yeah, they'd probably want their own bathroom also. They'd want some privacy and not have that, cross section. That's what I would assume. I would offer it. I'd offer it. What do you yelled at for?
What do you mean? What are you getting yelled at for? That's insane.
I would offer it. I'd offer it up.
No,
I think you give the deferment of choice, saying, okay, you want a bathroom here? Or if you don't want to do that, here's walk around and find one.
I think that is, I don't even know how to describe that. That you think that that's like a comfortable thing to offer?
If I was staying over at a girl's crib, I would prefer if they said, you know, hey, there's a bathroom on the 3rd floor if you want to go use it. If you want to use that.
Okay.
You know what I'd do? I'd go down to the 3rd floor, blow it up, and then I'd be back up.
Sure. If a girl offered that to you, though, the first thing that wouldn't cross your mind is she thinks I'm a big, smelly, dumb ogre that's going to destroy her toilet.
I will.
That's how they're interpreting it more than you would.
Yeah. I live in reality about myself, and I wouldn't think that a woman is interested in me blowing up that perfect girl bathroom.
All right. So you claim that you have company coming over later.
Possibly.
Do that. Please do that and report back what the response is.
I'll give the offers.
I need you to do that.
Yeah, I'll give all the offers. It doesn't have to be one or
the
other.
Go use the bathroom downstairs.
It's gonna be if you like.
Go to the roof.
If you'd like, there's a bathroom up there. It's clean up there, quiet too. I didn't see you up there yesterday. I saw as soon as I took a piss up there yesterday. I find Joe DeLeone's been sitting up there for 2 hours. I've been sitting by my lonesome.
That was on you. I wasn't
trying to talk to you all night, anyways. I had stuff to write. I was sitting there alone.
So you were avoiding me.
I was not avoiding you. Could use some company though.
We have football to talk about. Christian Wilkins abruptly released 2 days into training camp. Star defensive tackle signed a massive contract from the Miami Dolphins to the Raiders, but this past year he only played in 5 games due to a Jones fracture that he suffered. Now, here's where the interesting layer is. The Raiders are voiding the remaining $35.2 million of his guaranteed money due to the way that he handles his foot injury. I was a little perplexed by this. I'm curious what deeper reporting comes out of this. I'm sure like The Athletic, someone is going to do some like digging into what was the real issue. They probably didn't like something else that he was doing, and that's not being reported at the current moment. What was very odd, though, when I was reading up on some articles that came out earlier today and yesterday about timeline of return and hope and expectations, a lot of Raiders people were excited about a potential return for him soon because he was spotted in a video posted by one of his teammates where he was dancing in the locker room and not wearing a boot. The irony of that now makes me wonder, was he not supposed to be dancing and was he supposed to be wearing the boot?
Yeah, $1 million question there. And Christian Wilkins is a player of a caliber that you don't just release, that you don't just say, we can't have you on our team anymore. He is such a good defensive lineman, such a great defensive tackle, got paid massively, deservedly so. Out of Miami, escaped that train wreck, goes to Vegas. Unfortunate circumstances take place, and now someone's gonna, I guess, hit the mid-July lottery and sign Christian Wilkins. If he is slotted at a later return date, so be it. Christian Wilkins on your team makes your team better. Even if he's going to be on your team coming back in October, November, December, if he gets back for the playoffs, it makes your team better on a run. Getting this guy off the team had to be severe. It had whatever was going on with him, personality-wise, injury-wise, a combination of the two. It had to be truly, truly like irreparable because I don't see Christian Wilkins just being like, "Oh well, we're done with you. We're done. Hands up. We can't handle this anymore."
Well, and also to deliver the dagger of like, we don't feel satisfied with the way that you've handled this, so we're going to void your money. That's what's so crazy to me about this interaction is that at least if you're the player in the circumstance, you get waived and you've got all this money coming, you're just like, whatever, they didn't vibe with me. I'm going to go sign this veteran minimum deal and I'm going to go ball out for the Eagles or something like that. Just go win it or sign with the Chiefs or the Bills or something. Probably going to happen still, but he's not going to get a big deal if he decides to do that. Otherwise, he would have done it when he hit free agency in the first place. Well, because they voided it, it's now this massive, like really tense-filled I can't talk. It becomes really tense the way that they handled this, and it's almost direct, we weren't trusting you, we're not paying you shit. I want to know what happened here. Their defensive tackle room is also awful now. Adam Butler, Lecky Fotu, Jonah Leulu, I think. No, I wrote that down wrong, or it got autocorrected. Tonka Hemingway and then JJ Pegues are their listed top defensive tackles right now. So 2 rookies there in the mix. I just wonder why they didn't try to trade him and also where he ends up going after this.
Yeah, he's going to go to a better team. It felt like when he first went to Vegas, it was a money-only situation because Miami, as much as I've crushed them, at the time of Wilkins signing, Miami was a vastly better team than the Raiders. And last year's Raiders team was one of the worst that they've put out in team history. So him joining that squad, getting paid that massive bag, it felt like, yeah, you know what? I'm making a money decision. I worked hard to get paid, and that's what it is. And to see it end like this, maybe he said, yeah, I got the big money that I wanted. That satisfied me, tucked that away, and now I want to get out of here. Now I'm looking at the signs on the wall saying, oh, it doesn't look like playoff year. I like Geno, but do I love Geno? I like Genty, but is Genty going to get me to the playoffs? Probably not. Raiders are probably going to end up fourth in the division. Wilkins, another losing year. Maybe he just decided to be a bad teammate and try to get off through excruciatingly frustrating circumstances for ownership and trainers, coaches, everybody. He could have got his way out there. I'm not saying that Wilkins, without any knowledge right now, is not without fault in this, even though we're a show that tends to side with players often.
Right. I don't know the recovery timetable. I don't know the deal with his foot, but I would think that he's probably going to go somewhere that is a more contending team, which he should. He should make that jump to go and try and play for somewhere that he has a chance to compete for a Super Bowl after.
Come teach Rook, Christian.
He's
Come
not
on.
Going to Atlanta. I saw some people pointing out, which we don't really need a defensive tackle, but the New York Giants would be kind of hilarious. Reunite him with Dexter Lawrence.
That would be a good thing. You put
Just
Christian Wilkins
stockpiling defensive tackles for no reason.
That'd be awesome. Your team that would make the Giants like a real contender for third in the division. Like seriously, does it really? It makes them marginally better, but it's just kind of cool. It's just kind of cool. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, yeah, we don't really need to do this. But hear me out. Let's just get a bunch of defensive tackles and we'll keep rotating them. Honestly, if the NFL really wanted to punish him, if word got around that he talked his way off the team and kind of lazed his way off the team, wouldn't surprise me there's too much greed in the NFL. Even if it was a blackball situation where he's gonna get picked up by a basement team like the Browns or something, that wouldn't happen. There would be too many good, like the 49ers just pick up Christian Wilkins. I'd say, wow, well, the 49ers are back in the hunt. That's a 49ers signing to me. That is a team that could get better.
Need a defensive tackle, Christian Wilkins.
They need one bad.
Yeah.
And it immediately certifies them back into the top of the NFC West picture and puts them in a spot of legitimacy. And it's the 49ers is just an example. There are teams like the 49ers that would be in the same situation as them, but it's an impact guy if he decides to really get healthy for a team that he wants to get healthy for.
I stupidly forgot to start my timer again, by the way.
I got you. I know that timestamp there.
You were a little late. Of course you.
11:20.
Oh, jeez. I accidentally wrote down what time it was.
I was wondering what the 8 was. I'm like, does Joe want to clip 3 minutes out of this thing?
I realized too late that my timer wasn't started. I just looked over at the time in the corner of my phone. I'm cracking over here. I'm going to get you to crack after this segment, though.
Sure.
The Kyle Pitts buzz is building once again. Everybody's talking about how Kyle Pitts is going to be this year's Kyle Pitts. He is going to be the next big thing at the tight end position in the NFL. Look, in all seriousness, I promise you, I'm not screwing with you. I actually think in the first 2 days of training camp, there is legitimate positive signs for why Kyle Pitts actually is going to have his best season yet. Contract year is important for this conversation, but it's not even where I was going to start. So everybody was mentioning 25-yard big completion to Pitts. Michael Penix comes out after practices. You see we got KP the ball today. There's going to be a lot of that. He's talking about how they were golfing together the whole offseason, so they've built up this chemistry. They clearly really like each other. I think Pitts is also younger than Penix, which is kind of nuts to consider.
I think he might be. I think Pitts is also going on Club Shay Shay or Shay Shay After Dark tonight. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. But what really caught my attention, though, this is a headline that I didn't think that I was going to find, one that we would ever see. He has been, for some reason, banished in the first couple of years to being an inline tight end, which he's not. He is a big, monstrous receiver that can be a box out monster in the red zone and can completely dominate against DBs out of the slot and also out wide. And apparently he was playing exclusively as a slot receiver so far in practice. And on top of this, there was a big mention on how he's been spending a lot of time with the receivers during practice. So for anyone who doesn't know how to practice works, when you're at training camp, you get separated by position group. Instead of going to tight ends, he's going with the receivers. He's working on his route running.
Yep.
I think that this is all positive signs because he wasn't really a tight end at Florida. He wasn't. He got asked to be one when Arthur Smith took over. I think that there is a lot of green flags.
There's a lot to break down here from Kyle Pitts. And while I share in your excitement for the season that he could possibly have, and I love the statement from Penix, there's hesitation as there should be for him. Firstly, Atlanta wasn't in pads today, and I would hope that if they're not in pads, then your receiving tight end is working predominantly with the wide receivers, working on routes, getting crispy, working on that aspect of the game. Whereas when they put the shells on or they decide to go full bullet, he'll probably be on the line at times blocking. And also, the nerve of you to say that, an NFL coach putting him as an inline tight end it was a mistake. That's an NFL coach you're talking about. That's Arthur Smith. He knew what he was doing, having Kyle Pitts block and throw the ball to Michael Pruitt.
Well, that's my whole point.
Yes. I had you on my mind there for a second.
It was this big decoy.
Decoy. We're playing decoy with the guy that literally anybody else should be decoying for. And that can't happen in Atlanta anymore. Kyle Pitts is at his best when he gets targeted early in drives. On drives where Atlanta scored last year, you saw at least an effort to get the biggest, not focal point of the offense involved. At least target him. At least get him a 5-yard completion. It throws the entire defense out of whack because they don't know what to do with him. If he lines up in line, goes up, 5-yard button hook, catches it, then okay, now he's in the slot. You mess with him, throw him outside. You start maneuvering the defense, get them out of sync. It's the type of versatility that Kyle Pitts brings that could really actually expand the offense. Now, did he have a weak-armed dunce last year throwing him the ball for the last 7 games, hurting his numbers? Yes. But with Michael Penix Jr. developing a chemistry with this dude who hasn't been able to develop that, Taylor Heineke, Desmond Ridder, Felipe Franks, any of these guys that could play quarterback on the team have not been able to develop chemistry with him because they're not that good. Now that you have a dude at quarterback in Michael Penix Jr., they can get together. I hope they go for it a lot. Get Kyle Pitts 8 targets a game, you win games. It is so simple. And now with a rounded out offense, with a good running back, another good wide receiver, a solid wide receiver too, and one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, ranked top 10 in every pre-NFL season rankings, it should work. And it works because you get the big man involved. But we've been here, right? We've been here every season.
Wait, okay. I don't think we've been here, though. God, it's such an insane state.
But you're not wrong, but we've been here.
Optimistic, ambiguous statement of we haven't been in this situation. I feel like this is at least some sort of a breath of fresh air that you're hearing. The priority is that this guy can be an offensive weapon. He can just be a big target for us.
Yeah.
He should be your slot receiver.
That'd be awesome. But I don't want to take that many targets away from Ray though. Ray
ain't 6'6" and run a 4.4. Ray's not doing any of that. Does he have a 1,000-yard season under his belt?
I don't believe so.
No, he does not. There is, I think, a legit world to feel that the optimism is real because I feel like all we heard, and maybe I'm missing something because you're an actual Falcons fan. I'm going from the broad NFL perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all we heard early on was how he was getting developed, and the idea was for him to be a traditional tight end.
Yes.
That was, again, literally what Arthur Smith was trying to, even as a draft prospect, it was talked about like trying to get him up to speed to be somebody who's attached to the line of scrimmage. And that was never going to be him.
He's too lean. He's way too lean. He's skinny. He's like Kevin Durant. Obviously scaled down, but
he's much thicker than that.
If Kevin Durant was scaled down and was a football player, Kyle Pitts would be, obviously not production-wise. Do not take this out of context, but for size and body composition, Kyle Pitts is the Kevin Durant of the NFL with the long wingspan, not physical, deep bag.
Comp.
How is it an awful comp? What other lanky outlier player could you name?
Because he's not
Randy
that
Johnson?
lanky. He's
Kyle Pitts?
250 pounds.
He's got the longest wingspan in the NFL.
But he's 250 pounds.
He's 6'6". Dude, he's
Kevin
got like a
Durant's
six pack.
like 190.
Yeah, for the NBA, nobody's 250 in the NBA. They're all 6'10", and nobody's 250.
But he's built like Draymond.
Who is? Kyle Pitts?
Yes.
Yes, in real life. But I'm saying if you contextualize the way that Kevin Durant is built in basketball in the way that Kyle Pitts is built in football, just because your brain can't comprehend nonlinear thinking.
No, I just don't think you know how to body type.
It's exactly the body type of Kevin Durant in the NBA is the body
NFL
type
film.
of Kyle Pitts in the NFL.
When I watch,
They're both lanky outliers.
They don't look anything like one another.
They don't have to, but in their respective sports, they are the lanky outlier. Oh my God. It's not a parallel. It's just an observation.
I don't see the observation though. It's okay. You want him to be an all-time great, so you're trying to compare him to Kevin Durant. I get it. It's fine. You want to find a way.
I got told I was going to get gaslit in this segment. I'm letting it happen. You know what? Go. Nice. I just realized where we're getting to next. Don't worry, man. Don't worry about it. I don't know why I let myself get so heated.
All right, fine. Let's talk about the Giants
Sure.
situation. The Giants quarterback situation has already been decided. And at the same time, it's already flashing signs of red. It is already showing a lot of reasons to be concerned. And it's not for Russell Wilson. Brian Dable comes out on Wednesday. He says, these guys will be out here competing, but Russ is our starter. It's been emphasized by multiple reporters that like Dart's going to get his chance soon. His day will come. No one knows when that is. Speculation, it could be right after the bye week. I believe they play the Commanders right after the bye week. Could also be against the Saints in week 5 if Russ ends up completely melting down. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I don't think it's going to be week 5 against the Saints. I think Russ is going to do just enough. And it sounds like there's already pretty positive reviews for how Russ is commanding everything. He's showing up. He's doing all the right things. I also think one thing that's forgotten about, by the way, with Russell Wilson, he's kind of turned into this risk-averse quarterback that just like is always going to do the safest possible thing. That was him last year. That was why they struggled, is he was super timid, and he's now not as mobile, so he's not really very threatening. So I don't think he's ever going to really put them in a position where it's like Daniel Jones-esque. The turnovers are so bad, the mistakes are so bad, the balls are so errant that it's like, oh, great, here we go. We need something. We need a spark. If anything, it's just going to be a lot of low-scoring games that they're in, that they're going to feel justified in keeping Russell Wilson in. So I'm not there on the whole Dart's coming in soon, especially for the fact that Dart's coming out and he's been incredibly shaky. That's what all the practice reports have been. I'm not going to overreact. I'm promising Giants fans this. I'm not overreacting. I'm not there. I'm not covering the practices. I'm not visually seeing what he's doing on every single throw. I'm merely going off of what beat reporters are saying. The video of him throwing the pick 6 on his very first throw. He threw a touchdown on his very first throw on Thursday. Things are a little dicey, though, to the point where the Giants had to put up signs telling fans not to record video in order to avoid potentially this happening again. But I don't see the value in playing Dart. I don't. And I think that this is already an indication that whatever he does when he steps on the field is going to be messy. It's going to be a mess. If you want to be competitive, and this is why I didn't want them to draft him in the first place. If you were going to sign Russell Wilson and you wanted to be competitive, keep the freaking pick that you had. Keep the pick, draft an offensive lineman in the second round, instead of grabbing a guy who is deemed developmental. Developmental to what? I think that we need to remove any expectation of anything happening because this guy shouldn't see the field.
Yeah, day one, no signs at Giants camp, and that's when the video of Dart throwing the as a Twitter user made me laugh out loud with this term hokey down the field in 4K. Next day, no videotaping during team periods. Thank you. Common practice. don't tape during our team periods. I've seen this in other, around other NFL practices.
Timing is just
the timing and knowing what got out there on day one, worst optics possible. The last thing, and in training camp stats this year have gone out of, they're unreal. Seeing the 77 for 80, 900 yards. And I've seen them. We should not take practice stats or really practice and gauge what's going on unless players are swinging helmets at each other or there are 5 fights breaking out and the coaches were yelling at each other. It was a complete mess. Like that's when practice should get really cut apart by the general public, by the analysts and the reporters. It's just another day in the office for them. They did team period. They did some indie. They worked 2-minute. They worked red zone and some other situational stuff. It's real boring stuff if you go to the practice. You just like seeing the big athletes run. What you don't like seeing is the first-round quarterback throwing picks all over the place with his sexy blonde hair and his laissez-faire demeanor behind a nut job.
Sexy.
Well, his hair is pretty nice. Behind Russell Wilson, certified nutcase. Awesome football guy, but certified nut. And then Jameis Winston, who I'd be happy playing him all 17 games personally. I just want to see it. I want to see Jameis with a real defense. Oh, fire me up.
He's going to get cut.
No, he's not, man. No way.
Him. There's no reason to keep him.
Heart. That's what Jameis brings to the New York Giants team.
Yeah, they need a whole lot of that.
Jaxson Dart, what do you do with this dude this season after seeing shakiness at the beginning of training camp?
Lock him in the locker room and don't let him leave.
They should lock him in the locker room until the end of September. They should say, for September, you are not getting out there no matter what. If we are 4-0, then you're not getting out there. You can suit up. If we are 3-1, same situation. 2-2, I'd ride with Russ. Losing record, well, that's when WFAN starts getting the calls. Winless in September, Dart's in first game of October. That's how it shakes out for the Giants this year, Joe. It'll be a lot. That's how I see it.
Well, what's going to happen here realistically? Whenever Dayball gets fired, probably be mid-season. Although they typically don't do that, by the way. The Giants don't usually do that, by the way. They usually wait until the end of the season to make decisions like that. But if he gets fired mid-season, they're just going to throw him out there. John Mayer is going to make the call. I mean, like, just put him out there. We need to see if this guy is worth anything.
Sure.
And he's going to be a mess.
And that's inoffensive to me. If the season's tanked and you throw the kid in,
I'd rather watch Tommy DeVito, if I'm being completely honest.
That's crazy. Why would you not get the live bullet? He needs live bullet reps. If you want to know if he's a dude or not, Jaxson Dart is not going to walk onto the football field and beat Jesus.
That's fair.
We need to go and see his real pros.
A lot of
Giants
fans have perceived him to be. By the way, the interception
that can't be real, right?
Dude, there's no in between, and this is the whole thing that was so frustrating for me with Daniel Jones back when I was like in the thick of it for Giants coverage, and now I'm re-entering that soon. Whenever I would like publicly be like, this guy stinks. This guy sucks. This guy's awful. He should not be the Giants starting quarterback. And the fact that he keeps getting these chances is pathetic. In every corner of the internet, there was somebody coming to defend him, to be like, how dare you say that the offensive line that he has is horrible. There's excuse. And there's going to be excuses for Jaxson Dart throughout this whole path. That's all that's been happening for him during training camp. It's all, well, he's a rookie. Well, he threw a touchdown today. That's why I'm like coming out here and stating I don't care what he does during training camp. I don't care what he does during the preseason. He's gonna play crap during the preseason. He's not gonna play well. He's not. He's gonna be running with the twos on a team that has a bad backup offensive line, bad backup receivers.
It'd be like Ole Miss. It'd be like watching him at Ole Miss.
What are you talking about? They at least had a creative offensive coordinator cooking things up and some weapons for him to throw to.
You don't think the Giants can get creative this year?
Not with the backup offense in a preseason game. That's not happening.
I didn't think Ole Miss was that. I thought Ole Miss, as soon as they started getting creative, they put the colored pencils away and got right back to the pens doing arithmetic. Like, they left so much meat on the bone last year to be creative in that offense with the talent around them, and they didn't do it. And all they had willing them to any wins was Jaxson Dart pulling himself up off the ground. Nice work, Ole Miss offensive lineman, by the way. Like, never saw him get helped up.
Defending him.
I'm not
defending him.
Dude, they never helped him up off the ground. And he just pushed himself up, bloodied gladiator, alpha, and then went down and ended up winning games. NFL doesn't really work like that because you don't have a 190-pound corner that isn't going to the league tackling you. You have guys that are made out of rebar. You have guys that could genuinely run through brick walls in their shoulder pads and rip you apart. Jaxson Dart is not pushing himself up off the ground in the NFL. Toughness, sure.
Yeah, I will 100% say that he's tough as nails. That was like the biggest thing for me on my scouting report on him when I was doing draft prep, is that he is tough as hell in the pocket. Like, he will withstand any hit, any contact that's sent his way. And I think that's part of why it'll be fine if he starts the last couple of games of the season, the minute that they're out of the playoff hunt, that, like, just go take the
last couple of games,
the bullets. Okay. Last half of the season. Don't act like that doesn't always happen, where at the end of the year, it's like still in the hunt and they're 3.
You think you're not going to be eliminated by December?
There's been multiple 2 years ago when DeVito was starting, people thought that they were going to make the playoffs, and they were like 4 games under 500.
The NFC was in a really bad spot 2 years ago. We were looking at this like, do we need to move some AFC teams over here to get some balance? Because they got all the quarterbacks, they got all the defense, they got all the wide receivers.
Now the NFC's got Jaxson Dart.
Now the NFC's got Jaxson Dart. Hell yeah. And Tyler Shuck coming at you. Hot and ready. I love this Giants team. By the way, I love this Giants team. I will excitedly watch the Giants every single week.
Well, you're going to be doing that with me. The Abdul Carter at least is out here doing backflips, which is cool as shit. That makes me happy.
You should never do another backflip again.
Why?
Why would you ever take that risk?
What, the Savannah Bananas guy landing on his face? He's more of a freak athlete than anybody on the field. Abdul Carter is like the most amazing gift that has been handed to the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have been able to draft him at 3rd overall.
What about those 2 Super Bowls over Tom Brady? How about those 2 gifts?
That's not what I mean. I'm talking about in terms of like roster making decision. It is on par with the ability to draft Lawrence Taylor. I don't think people realize how good Abdul Carter could be, that he could end up being in striking distance of what Taylor did.
I will.
That gifted.
I'll repeat this point. Abdul Carter in a wide 9 last year was the scariest thing in college football that anybody could see. It didn't matter. No receiver lining up against you out wide. No quarterback locked in, ready to dot you up. Scariest thing another college football player could see was Abdul Carter in a wide 9, just running at you. Big fat offensive tackle, stuck. It doesn't matter how fast your feet are. He's just going to beast you. And if he starts doing that to some NFL guys, lifting them up,
he's gonna. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be some poor sucker in week 2 that's not going to be ready for him to unroot them through their chest.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have a big sack. I'm juiced up.
I want to get fired up.
Carter.
I want to get fired up for the G-men.
This is what the world's going to be. They're going to allow 6 points per game. They're going to have the best defense in the NFL.
Love it.
And they're going to average scoring 4 points per game, which I don't even know how that's possible.
The NFL is just slightly better when the Giants are really competitive than it is when the Giants are a comically bad circus at the bottom. With them being competitive, adds so much fire to the NFC. Adds a layer instead of, and also, this would be like a TV show coming back after being canceled for 10 years. And you're like, they're back? It's the return of Dexter. It's not going to be the 2012 defense, but you're sitting here like, I'm watching Dexter in 2025, new episodes. This is pretty good. I'm fired up. The Giants can get good again. And not be a basement team that's an auto win every time you play them, then we're looking at some real good football this year, man.
Quit saying the things you're saying. All right, let's talk about the Jets. I don't like this weird patronizing commentary.
I'm rooting for you guys, man.
Shut up.
I saw too many kids walking around last year.
On to the next segment.
In Giants shirts that didn't know how bad their team was, and it bummed me out.
You're a bad person.
They shouldn't have to grow up in a world like that.
You're a bad person. The other team in New York, the Jets, appear to be cursed. Now, Justin Fields went down with an injury to his foot during practice. He suffered a dislocated toe. There's a belief that he got stepped on. Nobody was really sure what happened. And then everybody was holding their breath for a moment. Thought it could have been serious, season ending. Apparently, that's not the case. He's going to be fine. He's going to be back. Timetable to return has not been put out there. But I can't help but feel, Sean, that like the Jets quarterback situation is unbelievably cursed. They can't get anything right. One of the most low-risk situations that they could have endured, or not endured is a bad word, that they could have approached this offseason. 2 years, $40 million. Just see what you get out of Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And the guy can't even practice without getting hurt.
It's really a bummer. And this cursed. It feels like a curse at this point, because what were we talking Tuesday about how excited we were about Justin Fields? How we thought
the whole offseason,
how we thought that there was potential for him this season, that if they, ran a specific type of offense, that he could be very successful in it. But at a base level offense, he's still Justin Fields and he can still make exciting plays. Shout out to the people that just said cart it off the field instead of like giving full context.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm like, so let me know if his season's done, or let me know if he was able to get up off the cart and then hobble limp into the locker room. Huge differences. Thanks, everybody. Just dirtbag reporters trying to get over, trying to get the big buzz. Give me a break. It sucks for the Jets. It sucks that they're losing time with a guy that still needs time. Justin Fields is going to be on his third team in 3 years, third OC in 3 years. He has been learning.
No, wait, he said more than that.
Did he have 2 last year in Pittsburgh?
Because he had Nagy for a year. He had 2 in Chicago. He had 1 in Pittsburgh. So he's on 4.
I think he might be on 5, because didn't they fire their OC last year? He was benched by then. Regardless, he's had
no. The Steelers didn't fire their OC.
I swear they did.
No, Arthur Smith was their OC.
Oh God,
you
that's
should know
right.
this.
That's right. They fired their guy a year before.
Yeah.
They're tragic. Well,
Matt
they
Canada.
should have. Yeah, they should have fired Arthur Smith. That's a little mean. He did fine. The Jets and Justin Fields need to get absolutely on the same page as quick as possible. Healthy. Reps. Let him see offenses. Let him get in it, because he is the new fish. He has not been accustomed to the tank yet. He's still sitting in the bag, and now you're
shaking the bag.
Yeah, the bag got shook up a little bit. Fish, he hurt his little fish fin, and then you're like, oh, do I have to go back to the vets, the pet store here? I got a defunct fish.
Flush him down the toilet.
We're not flushing Justin Fields the fish. I'll get a fish for this apartment. Name him Justin Fields happily.
We should get a fish tank. Why haven't we gotten one? That was one of the desired purchases for the apartment at the beginning. Was a jellyfish aquarium.
The fish tank. Are you ready for all that? The running water sound.
What is that? What that is?
It's a good amount of running water sound, and it's going to smell like fish tank in here.
What does that smell like?
Fish and water.
Didn't you have a fish tank?
Multiple. I so grew up with a fish tank. Tried to refill a fish tank one time as a child, and then
did you kill all the fish?
No. Hold on.
You killed all the fish.
Here's the thing.
You killed Justin Fields.
I've had fish killed before by an overfeeding and seen my dad's heart break for the dead fish in the fish tank. And it was just accidental. One of my little sisters put in too much and then they died. That was brutal. And then there was no more fish tank for a couple of years. And I said, okay, well, I've matured. I'm 12 or 13 now. I'm going to build my own, I'm going to get my fish tank going again.
This sounds like how the Jets approach quarterback building, by the way.
You know what? It's a lot like, as I continue with this story, it's going to sound a lot like the Jets plan here. Instead of setting it up in my room and then walking water in to fill it in, I put it in the bathtub and fill it up. And then I decide I'm going to carry the full fish tank back into my room. What do you know?
Spill all the water
starts
everywhere.
Falling apart. I drop all the water in my room. Fish tank shatters, and like all the sand, all the pebbles, the little SpongeBob decor falling all over the place. Room is drenched, and my fish tank is destroyed.
Where are the fish when this is happening?
There was no fish. I didn't even get to the fish yet. This was pre-fish. It was just
So you bought a fish tank and then failed so badly. I assume your parents said no to fish.
It was the same. No, I didn't even buy a fish tank. I just got the unused fish tank.
Hold on.
Old fish tank. Filled it up. Yeah.
Pause for a second. I don't mean to cut you off so aggressively. So was there like some intention or communication here? By the way, we're not going back to the Justin Fields thing. I'm already invested in this. Was there some sort of communication with you and your family that it was like, I want to get fish again? You took it upon yourself. I'm going to fill this tank up and prove that I'm ready to get fish, even though there was no plan to get fish.
This was like an open.
This is like the Jets.
This is like an open summer afternoon where I had, everything as a kid, everything available to me is in my.
You said fish,
and I said, you know what? I want to do the fish tank again. Maybe I saw a fish tank at one of my friend's house. I said, I want to do the fish tank bit again. I love fish. Love looking at them. And then I completely just botched the entire, because I'm lazy. I've been lazy my whole life. I make the lazy decision every step of the way. Instead of deciding to make 5 to 10 trips with gallons of water to fill it up, I decided I'm going to do it all in one burst.
Also, does tap water even work?
Yeah, you get a filter in it. There's little filters that filters out the water, keeps it clean. You got to clean the filters because of all the algae in it.
Okay.
If you don't clean the filters, that's when the fish tank really starts stinking.
Okay, I don't know. You keep breezing past what's very important here. You started going,
It's all
taking us
important
down
to me.
on a tutorial on how to keep fish alive.
Mm-hmm.
You shatter it and it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
What is the communication then with your parents?
Broke the fish tank today. Broke the fish tank.
They weren't like, why were you fucking around with the fish tank?
No, it was like, wow. I think it was more like my dad looked at me like, kid can't even fill a fish tank.
But that's what I'm getting at. The ridiculousness of this is that you didn't even get to the step of getting the fish. So when was the next time you got fish after that?
Probably like 2 weeks. You found another fish.
2 weeks?
Yeah,
That was it?
I found another fish tank.
I wouldn't have trusted your dumb ass with fish after that.
Here's the thing.
You couldn't even get the fish tank right without the fish.
But I learned my lesson. I found another
Again,
fish
this is like the Jets. This is the Jets quarterback. They can't get the quarterback situation right without destroying the whole situation.
But instead of investing in, looking in the draft for nice fish tanks that could be releasing
learning how to fill the damn tank
instead
of figuring out how to fill the fucking tank up with water,
you see,
they're just like, well, we need fish. We're just going to get fish.
See, I ruined that quarterback. And then instead of spending big in free agency, I found a fish tank on the side of the road. And then I brought that into the home.
How long until those fish died?
Oh, no. The first thing in that tank wasn't even a fish. That's when I took the turtle from the park and started feeding it hot dogs.
What?
Yeah. And
So you basically grabbed the baseball player and stuck him at quarterback. You're like, well, I need something to put in here.
Yeah, I was doing
okay. How long did the turtle? I have so many questions. I need you to just answer the question and not try to take this off course because you're trying to not paint yourself to be a gigantic monster.
No, it's really despicable. It's really not good.
You take the turtle, you put it in the tank.
Yeah.
And you were feeding him hot dogs. How did nobody say to you, hey, bud, you shouldn't be picking that turtle up and taking it home with you?
I was by myself. I was in the park. I saw a turtle. I picked it up out of the river. It wasn't even a river. It was like a little stream. Me and the turtle took a little 10-minute walk. I would set it down, see if it started walking towards the house. I think I was even minding I had it on a leash.
Wait. You set it down to see if it
had any instinct to go home to its new home.
God, you were such a stupid child. A lot of people say they were dumb kids. You, on the other hand, were in a completely different.
Here's the thing: I could be trusted to do the same operation today if I saw a turtle.
I honestly wouldn't shock me if you wouldn't pull off the same maneuver. You did this, and then your parents were like, "Hey, bud, where did you get this turtle from?"
I'm like, "Yeah, I got a turtle." My dad was like a turtle wrangler as a kid. He was always catching snakes.
He thought this was cool.
Dude, my dad grew up in the 70s, so his whole room was cages of snakes and animals and turtles. My dad walked in, he's like, "Oh, I got a turtle, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a turtle." Isn't the water a little high? I'm like, he's figuring it out. Because, because I didn't really give the turtle
figuring it out.
This turtle. I didn't really know that much about turtles.
You were drowning a turtle.
Yeah,
no shit, you didn't know anything about turtles. You picked it up off the side of the road.
The turtle kind of got waterboarded and had to tread for its life for about 2 days. Instead of giving it like a nice option to go and swim in a land area, which is what turtles like, I treated it like a sea turtle where it's just sitting there at the top. It's just bobbing all day.
You tortured a turtle for 2 days.
Bad. It's really bad. Yeah, that turtle was not happy.
How did you know shit? How did you rectify this?
I walked him back down to the park, put him back exactly where I found him. Yeah.
Wait. So after 2 days of realizing I'm making this thing suffer, I need to.
Yeah, it was like
I need to end it. Where did it click? When
I didn't see it wasn't. When I noticed it just wasn't getting comfortable. Like I just knew it was just 2 days of constant, at the top, at the top, at the top.
Didn't try to sleep.
I don't know if it could sleep or not. It could have been running 2 days no sleep, or else I fall down and I die in this kid's bedroom. Like that's what the turtle was probably facing, surrounded by chunks of hot dogs that were too big for the turtle's mouth. So
that's the other layer. Because you were cutting them hot dogs.
Yeah.
You didn't bother to look up. I guess it was.
No,
it was a time you
I
could've
could have
looked
looked
it
up. Yeah.
You didn't bother to look up what do turtles eat? You didn't
No.
bother to go to the vet store and say like, hey, what do I get to feed this stupid thing?
I basically made turtle soup, turtle soup and hot dog water. And that was my room for 2 days. My room smelled like goddamn hot dog water and turtle.
I
a
can
fun
imagine.
summer, though.
I can imagine that stunk up your room for like 3 years.
Yeah, it was rough. And then I think I don't know what I did.
Wait, I'm asking. Hold on 1 second. I'm asking ChatGPT if it can eat hot dogs, or I'm asking Gemini. No, turtles should not eat hot dogs. Hot dogs are processed meats and contain unhealthy levels of salt, fat.
It can eat a hot dog,
making
man.
them a poor choice for a turtle's diet. These ingredients can result in health problems for turtles, such as organ damage and shell deformities.
Look, that turtle can eat a hot dog. A turtle can eat a hot dog. It didn't say it's going to kill. It's not like chocolate to a dog.
You could have been feeding him spinach and he would have been chilling. It says you could have feed him leafy greens, but that's an aquatic turtle. Actually, they all eat leafy greens and fruit. So
the little box turtle. It wasn't a box turtle, but it was a variation of a box turtle.
Feeding this dickhead was accomplishable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on the turtle side, by the way. Feeding this dickhead was accomplishable, but you still chose. I just don't know where that on the radar of like, what do I feed him? I'm gonna go get him a hot dog.
I figured he'd like a hot dog. I would have wanted one.
Is that what you would do? You're just
Hagen's got a lot of hot dogs and a lot of cheese.
Okay.
Basically, you couldn't even open a slice of cheese in the house without Higgins underneath you. It's saying cheese time, and everyone likes blaming everyone. I never fed the dog a piece of cheese in my life. Everyone's looking around like someone, Suze keeps on feeding him cheese, and Dad keeps on feeding him cheese whenever he goes grills. Everyone's blaming each other for cheesing up the dog. I'm just sitting here
hot dogging up the turtle.
yeah, or hot dogging up the turtle. Yeah.
Okay, so you took the turtle back.
Yeah, I took the turtle back, and then I took the hot dogs out of the water. I think maybe I don't know if I had the dog at the time. I just threw those in the backyard for the foxes or the birds or something.
You didn't even throw out the hot dogs?
I threw them out for some wildlife to eat. Something's going to eat those hot dogs.
There is not a single step that you followed in this entire process that could have been deemed correct.
What are you talking about?
Nothing you did. You shattered the first tank by incorrectly filling it.
Yeah.
You found the new tank on the side of the road.
Yeah, it was a good tank.
You picked up a wild animal and brought it back to your house.
Both were free.
And waterboarded it for 2 days.
That's bad karmically.
Fed him hot dogs.
Not great.
And then threw the hot dogs into the backyard. You didn't bother to, those were probably gross, soggy, just completely. You probably killed another animal that picked up and ate.
No, those hot dogs are fine. You can just bite into a hot dog. Nothing's going to happen to you. But
it was sitting in gross, probably shit-filled
hot dogs
water.
People are like, when can we get the protein pellets of the future that just give us all our sustenance in one bite? It's a hot dog.
Yeah,
it's a hot dog. You don't need them to be cooked. You just bite into them, and it's all the fatty meat and crazy animal parts that you would need to sustain. That's your protein bite right there. I was given the turtle. You think that turtle's ever experienced a hot dog before in his life? I was trying to open its horizons.
I don't think it experienced being suffocated for 2 straight days either. So I try
to pick it up out of the water. I'm just trying to test it out. Like, hey, how you doing? It's just not happy. Not having it. It wasn't like nipping at me, but if I got a little too close.
He probably thought you were his version of Satan.
Oh, yeah. Real torture chamber. I'm telling you, that turtle had it was a bad couple days for that guy.
When was the next time that you filled up the tank?
I think it stayed filled, and I just started getting fish. I just went to I got some fish.
Clean the water?
That's what I've been trying to remember throughout this segment. Whether or not I dropped the next fish in the hot dog water, or if I
that's Justin Fields getting dropped into the
it's all
Jets.
It's really I'm the Jets, and everything that I was managing that summer was Justin Fields. Every part of them. I might have cleaned out like half the tank.
God, that was a story and a half. All right, we got to get to the hack bag. 201-834-4308. Call into the hack bag. Do we have any voicemails?
The mail never stops.
This is the Hack Bag. Hit us on Twitter for questions or call at 201-834-4308.
We do have a voicemail. Oh! Yes, we do. Yes. Thank you. And I believe coming from New Jersey.
Hey guys, it's Scott from South Jersey, Penn State alumnus, Washington Redskins fan. Was just wondering, what are your favorite foods and snacks while you're sitting at home or at a bar watching games. Also, can't wait for the next Piss on the Jaguars hour, and really looking forward to Sean paying for my Philly burrito when he loses our bet. Right.
Oh,
thanks, guys. Love the show. Bye.
Ooh, he's the remote better. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Me and Scott got a little action on you still.
Okay.
Firstly, how's the remote doing?
I slammed it on Friday, but it is still working.
Let me inspect. Can I inspect the remote for slam damage?
So that means you are you have.
I just want to inspect
damage.
it.
You have decided damage. It still works.
Well, I want to know.
I would have had to go purchase a new one, and I would have communicated that. I don't feel like getting up to go get the remote.
Is there a button missing? Are
No,
there any big
works.
scratches or scuffs?
But what was the bet?
I'm not tipping off my side of the bet.
If the bet was, is it broken or is it unusable, or two completely different things?
Hey pal, you're the little electrons in the hadron collider right now.
Oh,
Okay,
little.
I can't be looking at you and you know what I'm doing, because when I look away, you're going to do something different. So we're not doing that. You're not going to know what side of this bet I'm on.
I will tell you if I break it or not.
I appreciate
it.
That.
Works. I threw it very aggressively because it's the same thing that happened before. I've been playing the game and it's been going well and I've been enjoying the game, but it got a little too easy. I took San Diego State to the semifinal of the college football playoff against Georgia. I beat I beat Alabama at Alabama with an awful San Diego State team. And I also beat, I beat Georgia, I think, actually. And I forget who I played. No, I didn't beat Georgia. I lost to Georgia the next round, but I beat two teams I wasn't supposed to beat. I put it on Heisman, and I was kind of hoping I'd lose because I was like, all right, I need to come back to reality. Like, I need to lose, and I'm going to move on to my next.
It's kind of like I'm done. I'm ready to recruit, ready to get the development.
Well, it's like also like this is incredibly unrealistic. This 85 overall San Diego State team's not winning a national championship. I'm not going to let them. I move on to Virginia Tech.
That's the scumbaggiest way. That's the scummiest approach to a college football video game I've ever heard. That is crazy.
Okay, so I moved it up to Heisman, though, and then I moved on over to Virginia Tech. First couple games go well. I play ODU. I play FCS East, and I played Stanford, and I'm just smoking them. I did a really good job in the portal. I've got all these really good players, super athletic tight end, mobile quarterback. Just absolutely dishing dick.
Mm-hmm. No,
and then I have Clemson at home, and Heisman, when you're playing like a 95 overall team or like a 92 overall team even, it is unforgivable. Like you miss by a hair. And I was down by like 4 scores and I threw 6 picks.
Nice.
Like it was, and I was just unbelievably frustrated. So I threw the remote and then I stopped playing for the rest of the night.
Throw it at the wall, the floor?
I will not throw it at the wall. I have enough self-awareness. Now I can't help a ricochet. I can't help a bounce into the ground, into the wall, which I have thrown it into the ground on that side of the room and it's hit the wall over there before.
Nice.
Didn't break the remote when I did that the first time, but no, it is not broken. It is in one piece.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, keep us privy, please.
How do you answer the first question?
Well, the first question: what do you like to eat? No.
Well, we know how you haven't done that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Scott. I believe you're familiar with some of my other work, possibly, and it's been well documented. The Sunday depression meals when Atlanta loses. Uh-huh. That's when I
what usually is a Sunday depression?
Sunday depression meal is frozen like chicken pasta bowl, healthy bowl, and then probably a couple bowls of ramen, and then like a prepackaged salami and breadsticks, like one of those little.
That's your depression meal?
Yeah, that's the depression meal where I'm not going to treat myself to real hot food or real food. It's going to be you're such a piece of garbage because you root for an awful team that you don't deserve.
Is a choice.
The real food. Yeah, it's just how I operate. Like you know me, I don't like listening to music in traffic because it ruins like the music.
Traffic.
For me. Yeah, no. But yeah, it ruins the music for me. So eating a good meal after a Falcons loss, it ruins the meal for me. Like I'm just in such a foul mood that I can't enjoy it. So I just have a depression meal.
I have become, I've been bad with picking the words that I want to follow, or like the verbs that I've tried to use today. It just hasn't worked. I have built up this desire. No, I don't even know where I'm going with that. I keep ordering Chinese food when we watch games. That's what I want to fucking
It's good. It's good.
Like
Chinese
human. Jesus Christ.
Chinese food's good for games because you can always go back to it.
Well, so that was what I was doing during the college season. Is I would order from. I keep trying to find a good Chinese spot around here, and I would order.
Kemming. Kemming is the only. I think Kemming's the play.
I forget if I've done Kemming or not before. The Green Garden one's pretty good too, which is the only other one that I've tried, or which I've done once. When I was coming back from East Orange, I grabbed Chinese food from a spot in Millburn, which is like I grew up eating there. Yeah, I knew it there. Like way better than any of the crap that's here.
Of course.
But the Chinese food's good because you don't eat breakfast. You have a coffee. Maybe you have like a protein shake or a protein bar or something like that. Like maybe I don't know if you're active and you do something, but you have your coffee and then you order the Chinese food at 2, and then you've got 2 meals to eat, one at lunch and then one later in the day. I think the Chinese food's is the real play.
It really plays well. I mean, if you get a massive sandwich, you can work that all day. But honestly, if you love sandwiches, there's a good shot it's gone like in the first 30 minutes. You got it, and then you're going to be in hell for 4 hours, and then you're going to be hungry again. So I don't know, like pickable. Like I'm more interested. Like last year, I liked drinking the Modelo tomato beers last year, like during the season. Like I just loved that routine. Crack a big tomato beer, watch NFL, and then dive in. If my team wins, I'll go eat hot wings and fries and a couple Jamaican beef patties. If my team loses, If my team loses, then I'm on the depression meal side of things. But I've got a couple tomato beers in me, so I'm having a good time anyways. It's salvageable. I don't think I'm going to do that again this season.
Yeah, we need you eating. That's a lot of food.
It's either or. It's one meal. It's one meal.
I thought that was all. I thought you were eating all of that.
No, either or. It's still an either or there, pal.
Yeah, I think Chinese. If I'm at a bar though,
fried pickles. I mean, fried pickles.
Yeah, that would be the.
It's just the best. It's
the. You watch a game at a bar though. I mean, we're so ingrained in the we need to be sitting down in like a.
I watched the
space to react to things.
I watched the Skins Eagles game. I watched both Commanders playoff games at bars. One I ate at, one I didn't. I think I enjoyed them both, but I ate wings during the one and kind of appetizer bar food. You just kind of too much of that, and you're kind of just sitting there like a big rotting waste, watching in a loud environment, right. And you're not on your couch, you're not on your bed, you don't have your TV and your volume, and then things can get irritating if you're like too full.
The thing that sucks with trying to venture out to a bar to watch a game is that if you don't show up there comically early, unless you live in like a really empty area, you're fighting to get somewhere to sit. Like I hate that bit. I absolutely hate that bit where you're just rolling in. You're like, there's nowhere to sit here, and there's nowhere to sit there. There's nowhere to sit there. There's nowhere to sit there. You're just fucking fighting every single bar, and you're showing up. It's even worse when you think that they're going to be watching the game that you want to watch, and they don't even have it on. That's so much worse. All right, what other questions we have?
Yeah, we got another question here. Joe, what do you think Sean's Tinder profile looks like? Is he slinging pics of the hog to the finest ladies of New Jersey? Thanks, Rack.
It's a great question.
Joe can see it if he wants.
I've seen it before. It is all ass up in the air shots. Every single pic in the profile. It is just
these ladies got to know
straight up in the air. A couple shaking ass videos that are putting there in the
poke
mix.
It out. That's right.
Yeah,
poke it out. Should beat it up.
It is a unique strategy that works. And I think that more men should try this.
Yeah, I'm just setting the tone. I got a massive monster ass, and I got to let all these girls know
throw it back.
That they're not going to have more ass than me. And we'll take that. There's no pressure there.
Like I'm not back on them.
I'm not going to be looking, at you and thinking, man, it's the biggest ass I've ever seen. Nope. It's attached to me. It's genuinely the biggest I've seen. One thing, Rack, Joe took a picture of me in Montana. That is my lead photo.
Is it the bear one?
The bear one.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
It's me standing next to a bear feedback. off of a long flight to Montana. I think I was wearing Yeezys too. Yeah, it was a full sweatpant fit Yeezys standing next to a grizzly bear in a Montana airport. Most liked and responded to photo of everyone I've ever uploaded onto a site. Ever. It's been like the most positive reacted to photo.
Is it all because you just come off as tall? It's just like you look really big in the picture. They're like, oh, that's a big boy. He's a big old bear.
I scale myself.
A big old bear.
I scale myself. I got a crispy fade. I'm doing the Kevin James in the kitchen face. I got my hands in my pockets. So it's all go well. A lot of the fat is hidden. I was super fat in that photo still, just bloated football beer drinker fat. But I hold it decently at times. And it was a good photo by Joe, and I appreciate that.
My most interacted with pic on my profile at the time, or actually was a video. It was a video of me eating a slice of pizza on the subway. That was the one that
Nice.
I don't know why. I don't know why that did anything for me, but it was just me eating a slice. One of my friends recorded a video of me eating a slice of pizza. Just like it was like 1 a.m.
You guys are so crazy.
I know, man.
Sorry.
Just one of the guys.
Really,
just one of the guys. Well, this is not, I'm sharing this with you because I'm aware of how dumb it is.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
stupid.
all about,
It's a stupid fucking video that it's like hey, this is how. Whoa, look how candid and fun I am.
if anyone got a hold of my 24 or 23-year-old profile, I'd move and I'd quit everything and I'd hide away. But right now I'm 27. What do I care? I don't care anymore. So yeah, it's what it is. Yeah. I don't think Joe's in it. Yeah. Joe was not featured in my,
I didn't make it.
I'll throw the MGM photo in there if you want me to.
No. You do look a lot better in that picture. But that's so old, though.
Yeah.
We got to realize you can't.
It's 6 years ago or something.
Shut the fuck up. It is not 6 years ago. It is not 6 years ago.
2019, 2020?
No, it was not. It was 2021.
All right, 4 years ago. Pardon me. Was it 2021?
It was after I had surgery.
I like that picture. Maybe I'll just post that picture.
I was the most unfuckable I've ever been in my life in that picture.
Nice. You made it out the mud, man. Happy for you.
I fucking hate you. All right. At Joe DeLeone at Sanderson Radio, 201-834-4308. Call in, give us questions. We will be back on Sunday. We'll talk to you later.
What